friends, let's make a drink. Let's make a drink for Chicago Sings Rock and Roll Broadway. Rock and roll! Ready? So I was thinking, how frequently does alcohol turn up in music? So I did a little research, a little work on the Google, the Wikipedia for you don't have to do it. So here's the answer. Johns Hopkins did a research project for 3 years and Northwestern did one for 10 years. They both came up with the same number, which is that alcohol is mentioned in 23% of songs, 23%. And of those, the top 3 are actually branded. For tequila, it's Patron. For vodka, it's Grey Goose. And then what do you think is the number one? I bet you know what it is. Whiskey, right? And which brand? Jack Daniels. So when I'm thinking, what is the most rock and roll drink? Jack and Coke kept coming to my mind, which is why I did the research and I found out, yes, that is why I think of Jack and Coke. When you think of being in a real grungy nightclub, you're ordering a Jack and Coke. So I wanted to do a version of that today. Also, to bring it around, this song that I'm playing, Tennessee Whiskey by Chris Stapleton is singing it right now. It's written by Dean Dillon. There is a Broadway musical in the works right now called Tennessee Whiskey on the life of Dean Dillon. So this is not just rock and roll, it's rock and roll Broadway, and I've brought the whole thing around as a gift. So our Jack and Coke drink. I thought about all of the flavors that go with Jack and Coke to make it a little more of a cocktail. We're gonna do 1.5 ounces of the Jack. I've got quite a few couples when they get married who wanna do Jack and Coke as one of their wedding drinks, their signature drinks, and that hurts my heart a little because it's not really a cocktail, and this is gonna bump it up. I'm gonna add some ginger liqueur. You ever have a Jack and ginger? Ginger loves Jack Daniels. So that's a flavor that's gonna add some heat. We're gonna do 1 ounce of this. A little heat, a little spice, a little heaviness too, because it's a syrupy spirit. I'm gonna add tart cherry juice. Cherry Coke. Cherry is another flavor that goes with ginger and it goes with Jack. But I don't wanna add regular cherry juice. I wanna add the tart cherry juice because I don't wanna add any more sugar to this. We're also gonna add 1 ounce of this. So all of those 3 flavors are gonna make this more rounded. I'm gonna have some ice, of course. We don't have to put this in a shaker or anything. It's something we can just put right in, build it right in a glass. And the color of that, look at how pretty that color is. I'm gonna top it with Coke. This is so unusual for me, you know what I mean? I'd never do this. But, rock and roll! So then, what are we gonna garnish it with? A beautiful maraschino cherry, some brandied cherry I made at home? No, it's rock and roll, baby. We're gonna go with these, and you know how I feel about a maraschino cherry filled with dye and almond syrup. I don't care. This is what we're gonna use for this. This is what it calls for. I'm not even gonna use my vintage little cherry scoop. We're gonna reach in there with our filthy sausage rock and roll fingers. We're gonna put it in there and go lick them, is what we're gonna do. And then we're going to, Food Network would be horrified right now. We're gonna mix that up. Look at that little cherry, cameraman, bobbing along the top of there. There we go. A well-rounded Jack and Coke with really fun flavors. It now is a cocktail. It's still rock and roll. Thank you for supporting Porchlight. Enjoy.